Hey you guys, what is up? Hey girl, hey, it is your girl Tasha. I don't know why I just said it like that. I'm really excited, you guys. This is my all-time favorite time of the year. Every year since I've been on YouTube consecutively. We're going on, oh my gosh, it'll be almost 3 years soon. Hey. So anyways, this is my favorite time of year where I get to talk to you guys as long as I want to about what my favorite products were of 2020 or of the year, or what my fails were. So I want you guys to grab a drink. I got two because we're gonna be here for a while. Well, not you. I'm filming 3 videos today. We're actually gonna split this up into a 3-part series. I'm gonna do 1 is gonna be my favorite palettes of 2020. 2 is going to be my all-time fails of 2020, and the final and last one is going to be called my makeup faves of 2020, but it's literally everything else except for palettes, eyeshadow palettes, that is. So let's go ahead and get into the first video, which is going to be my favorite palettes of 2020. Alright you guys, so this was so hard for me. If you are a subscriber of mine, aka a Tasha, then you know that one of my all-time favorite makeup products is eyeshadow palettes. So what I did this year, because last year was a hot AF mess, like it was so crazy. I did a 5-part series last year. So this year, I narrowed it down, and it took me several days to literally narrow this down to 25 palettes. I just want to let you guys know that I didn't really rate these from like 1 to 25. So wherever the palette is, I'm just going to tell you, you know, like, oh, this is my all-time favorite one, or, you know, they're not least favorite to favorite. So let's just jump into it. So one of my first favorite palettes of 2020 was the BH Cosmetics Weekend Vibe Avocado Toast. I just think this is a beautiful palette for anybody that likes green tones. It comes with a mirror, and then you get all of these shades right here. Anybody knows BH Cosmetics is super duper affordable. If you guys want to check this video out, all of the videos that these palettes are in will be listed down in the description box. I will put the first 5 that I talk about right here in the iCards. Their formula has gotten so much better from like way back when I first started using BH Cosmetics, which was well over 10 years ago. And they weren't horrible back then, but they've gotten so much better. These shadows are nicely pigmented, nice and creamy. They stay all day on the lids. And I feel like they gave you a nice variety of shades to really play with. So if you're looking to step outside of your comfort zone and try green eyeshadow, here you go. And they're always having sales on their website. So the best thing to do is either check down in the description box where I will link it for you where it's on sale, or sign up for their website and they will send you an email literally every time they have a sale, which is like every other week. So first one down. The next one is no surprise to you guys, I'm sure. It is the W7 Queen Bee palette. This is a dead-on dupe for the Naked Honey palette by Urban Decay. I do have both, and I love both for different reasons. However, this one really shook me this year. Like, I could not get over the quality of the shadows for $10, and I paid full price for the other one. So don't be like Tasha and don't pay full price. Definitely check out the W7 makeup website and check this one out if you need that validation. You know, the video link is right here. Come hang out with me. It's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. I want to get into swatching, guys, but it'll just take way too much time. So the next favorite for me, I don't believe I got to use this one on camera yet. This is the Zoeva Coco blend, and I think I got this in a BoxyCharm. I just love everything about this. It's super easy to create looks with, and though I still have a sour taste in my mouth about Zoeva, long story, I ordered some products from them. I did not realize that they were based in Germany when I ordered the products. I thought they were here in the United States, and it took 3 or 4 months for them to finally give me my money back, and they still didn't want to, and it was a nightmare, you guys. So if you're gonna purchase Zoeva, I definitely recommend purchasing them from Ulta. Anyway, this is a beautiful eyeshadow formula. They're nicely, richly pigmented, nice and creamy, buttery, smooth. Even the mattes are buttery smooth. So it was really surprising to me to see so many of these on Mercari. People had not even tried them. They're amazing. Another favorite of mine this year was the Tasha St James palette. Again, that video will be linked up here. It's beautiful. I love everything about Anastasia's formula, from their matte formula to their shimmer formula to the metallic formula, and it's just such an easy palette to work with. And I feel like a lot of their shadows are. They last all day, they're creamy, they're rich in pigment. Do they cost a little bit of money? Yes, sometimes they do. But if you're smart, you'll watch my community tab where I am always listing when these palettes go for like dirt cheap. So always make sure that your post notifications are turned on. That way you can check these out when they go on sale. Watch after Christmas. I'm telling you, I believe this palette is going to go on sale. I paid full price. Actually, no, I didn't. I actually got a sale. Anywho. It's a beautiful palette. I'll just kind of show it to you here. I am going to be duping this palette in 2021, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to check that video out, she's up there. Alright guys, so the next one is by CColor. If you are a newbie here, hello, what up? I'm Tash. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button before you leave. Just want to let you know CColor is an amazing company, and some people are kind of put off by them because they do dupe higher end palettes. I'm not, because a lot of my subscribers, hey girl, hey, they enjoy cheaper makeup or they're on stricter budgets, and that's totally cool. I completely understand. I'm one of those people now. So when I saw that they had duped the Jackie Aina palette by ABH, which I do have that palette as well, but because I love CColor's formula and I wanted to make sure that you guys were able to pick up that color story if you were interested, this is gorgeous. So creamy, so pigmented. Go check out the video. I'm not even gonna say anymore. It's a beautiful palette. And what I love about the palettes that I've shown you thus far, including this one, is that these are all palettes that you can wear every day. And if you're someone who's back at work, you're not working from home like a lot of us, you can wear this into the office. So they all have shades where you can do a more neutral, natural look, or you can amp it up really, really nicely. These are only 10 bucks. So the next one, I feel kind of bad that it's a favorite of 2020, but then again, I feel like I worked so hard all year long, and if I want to spoil myself, I feel like I should be able to do that. And so I'm sure it's no surprise that the Natasha Denona, the bronze palette, is one of my faves. It's just, the formula is out of this world. And if I had listened before to people that have tried her formula and were like put off by it or whatever, I would have never tried it. And I wanted to see what all the hype was about, and my excuse for it was, as I review makeup. So I really have enjoyed this palette thoroughly, you guys. And I'm gonna be honest, is $65 a lot of money to spend on a palette? Yes, it is. But here and there, I feel like if I want to splurge on myself, that's completely okay, because I work my beep off, and sometimes a girl just wants to feel a little spoiled by herself. So beautiful formula. I highly recommend, if you are interested in checking out her formula to see what it's all about, you can definitely go on Mercari. There are always people selling the little mini palettes for dirt cheap. They're brand new. I haven't seen a lot of fakes, so I highly recommend it. You will fall in love. All right, so moving on to the next one. I honestly feel horrible that I did not get to use this one on camera yet. This is the Jaclyn Hill Vol II palette. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Beautiful color story. Very vivid, high pigmented shades. Now, as you can see, I have not like dug my brush deep into this. I have gotten some use out of it, and it's just such a fun, vivid, bright, beautiful palette for summertime especially. And if you're looking for something to step yourself outside of your comfort zone, I think it's an affordable way to do that. And it really does give you like every pink, purple, orange, and beautiful neutral shades in there as well. I like her formula that she puts in her Morphe palettes. I know that there's a lot of, you know, whatever with Jaclyn Hill, and for me it's about the makeup. So I do think that it's a beautiful, beautiful palette, and I can't wait to get many more looks out of this. I want to know, comment down below if you guys have actually checked this one out. I'm just curious. So the next one is another one that I never got to use on camera. I can't remember. This is the Milani Soft and Sultry. This palette was by no means new in 2020, but it was new to me. And I just feel like these palettes are, it's like gone but not forgotten. Only I do feel like these are so forgotten, and they are some of the most amazing drugstore shadows that I've ever tried. I have all of these. You can actually find these on Amazon. Of course, I'm going to link them down below for you. You can also check out my Amazon store if you're still trying to find these. But this is just a very beautiful, cool toned palette that is perfect for everyday wear, all fall and winter long, of course. And it's just so user friendly, you know, and you can get a lot of different looks out of this. You could do daytime and then take that same look into nighttime. And I just think it's a beautiful palette with a very nice formula for the price. So moving on, I just want to add to all of these palettes last all day long on the eye, so I don't have to keep repeating that. And yeah, the next one is by Profusion. You guys know I am a ride or die Profusion junkie. A lot of you actually recommended that I pick this one up. I have to say, this is $5 very well spent in 2020. Beautiful formula, crazy, crazy intense pigment, and these are only $5. Like, I don't know how you do it, Profusion, but we love you. These are amazing palettes. If you try nothing from this video, try the Profusion $5 palettes. The next one is by Maybelline, and this is the Nudes of New York. Now, this one actually took me by surprise as well for a drugstore palette. I don't know what you did, Maybelline, but you really amped it up and you stepped up your game and you put your all into this, because this formula is very beautiful as well. Nice and creamy, nice and heavily pigmented, but they blend like a dream. They last all day. And for me, this is very user friendly as well. So this was a palette that I could not put down this year. But what I love is the Maybelline Matte Bar palette, and I actually did not put that one in here because, like I said, I had to kind of, you know, take it down a notch and not do so many faves. But I will tell you that the Matte Bar palette pairs amazing with this, and I rocked that so much this year. It was crazy. I'm surprised I didn't hit pan on these. Beautiful, gorgeous palette. So, you guys know that I'm a sucker for Alter Ego. Absolutely love Alter Ego. I think that they make some amazing shadows. Now, a lot of people don't like them because they're doing dupes, and I mean, there's a lot of people here subscribed to me that enjoy those dupes because they don't have the extra money or they don't want to spend that much money, and that's okay. This is one of my favorite palettes from Alter Ego of 2020, the Aurora palette. It's duping the Natasha Denona, I think, Sunset palette, and I think this palette would look good on anybody. It's beautifully pigmented. It blends beautifully. It lasts all day. It's under $20 by far. And I just think that if you have not tried Alter Ego yet, this is the palette that I would recommend to you to try. All right, moving on to another one of my all-time faves. And a lot of you probably know that, like, I wasn't the biggest neutral girl or what have you. I don't know why I just did the air quotes, but I've really come to love neutrals again. And what really brought me back to that was this next palette by one of my all-time favorite up-and-coming indie brands, and I'm talking about Artist Couture. Yes, she's dirty because she gets a lot of love and a lot of use, and this is a foolproof palette, you guys. Anybody could use this. I'm talking teens, I'm talking all the way up to 60s and 70s. Yes, girl, I know there's some of you out there still rocking your makeup. Do you, boo? This is such an easy palette to use. It's such an easy palette to wear. The formula, to me, it performs like a $65 palette, and it's way more affordable than that. You can pick this up on his website as well as Sephora, and you can join one of those payment options that allows you to make payments on it, and you pay for it, I think, bi-weekly. So super simple. It looks very simple to a lot of people, but you can create so many looks with this, and I highly recommend. If you are curious about trying Artist Couture, it's a for sure. This is a beautiful palette. Oh, I also want to mention that some of these shades in there are very versatile, as well as many of these palettes where you can use them to bronze, contour, highlight, blush, bronze, girl. And I actually learned of that. I mean, I've done it with other palettes here, but I was able to learn that from Mac Daddy when I was able to take his masterclass. Thank you to one of my very good friends here, Lil G. Hey girl, hey. Mac Daddy showed us how to contour with this. So don't forget that either, that your palettes are versatile. Do you? So another one of my favorites of 2020, LA Girl. I think that these palettes in these containers are some of the most amazing eyeshadow palettes, again, from the drugstore. And I think these palettes start at $15, but a lot of times you can find these on sale for like $11, $12. So huge pans. These mattes are very nice, but the shimmers is what really sets these palettes off, you guys. They are like butter, and they're so pigmented. Again, I do have a video on this one as well, so definitely check that out. I just think it's a beautiful color story for anybody that likes mauves, pinks, neutrals. You can do so much with this palette. Moving on to another high-end palette of 2020 that really rocked my world. I am talking about Viseart. I think a lot of people are put off by Viseart because they are expensive, and I am doing the air quotes for that one because, again, if you sign up for their website, they are constantly having sales, and sometimes I really do think that it is smart to invest in some of your makeup. It doesn't all have to be $1 makeup, or you know, it's like, take a step out of your comfort zone, try something new. There's a reason sometimes I think that some of these companies spend the extra money on more expensive products, and it's because the eyeshadows last longer. They last longer on the face. The application is just crazy. It's so crazy, and I feel like I was one of those people before that was like, I'm not spending that much on that. But I mean, when you watch for sales and stuff like that, it'll blow your mind at how good a deals you can get. So one of my favorites this year was the Paris Edit by Viseart. I rocked this myself, but I also used this on my grandmother, who is now 70 years old. Bless her beautiful soul. Hey grandma, if you're watching. And this was flawless on her, like flawless. And my grandma is starting to show her age just a little bit. I mean, as we all do. And her eyelids are a little bit, they have a little bit of, you know, wrinkle in them. Mine have wrinkle in them, but my point being is that this palette looked flawless on my grandmother, and I really felt like I was just so surprised by how well it wore. She said this wore all night. My grandma was out until wee hours. Get it, girl? And I mean, no creasing, no fading, no... I mean, she was crying. She was at a wedding when she wore this, and it did not move. And that's just another reason that I love certain companies for what they do. They really take pride in what they're putting out. It's not just, oh, I made another eyeshadow, here, pay me 40 bucks. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, I kind of went off on a little rant, but I absolutely love these. This is my second palette from them, and I do plan on buying more because their formula is just amazing, and they really do put a lot of thought and you know, creativity into their packaging, not just their formula. So it looks like a little present. I've actually talked to the owner on Instagram a couple of times, you guys, and she's just so sweet. So maybe that's why I'm kind of soft on Viseart. I don't know, but I really do recommend their formula if you're looking to splurge a little bit on yourself. So next palette. So moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about Colourpop real quick. Love these little 9-pan palettes. I have tons of these palettes. I actually have a playlist if you guys want to check it out. This is their Blush Crush palette. It's just a beautiful nudish kind of mauve pinky tone palette, but you can create a lot of looks with it as well. And I just feel like it kind of reminds me of being a teen and just rocking tons of pink, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's really hard to describe, but I feel like everybody that I have seen, all different diverse skin tones, wearing this palette is just so beautiful. And of course, you know, if you've tried Colourpop, their formula is amazing. So super inexpensive. The next one, I think I have 2 of these in here. No, I do not. The next one for me, you guys, I'm trying to think, have you seen the video yet? No, you will be seeing the video. So this will hopefully make you want to go in and see that video, because I'm not going to talk about it long. This is the LA Colors Nude Rush palette, you guys. Super beautiful, beautiful color story. I'll just kind of give you a small glimpse here. I have reviewed a couple of these on my channel. This one will be coming up very, very soon if you haven't seen it already. I'm just going to say, beautiful formula. All 3 have beautiful color stories. They're under $10. And if you have not tried the previous palettes that I rave about, I will leave the playlist down below because we're now out of iCards. But they're beautiful and they last all day long. So, highly recommend. Alright, you guys, moving on. Another one. You guys know I love Makeup Revolution, so it is definitely no surprise that I have one of their palettes as a favorite. This is the Revolution Forever Flawless palette. Again, nice and creamy, richly pigmented, will last all day. If you like pink and mauve, and there's a lot of that in my collection this year, and I think I went overboard, but highly recommend. These are super affordable, and these are actually on sale quite a bit. So if you want to save $5 off at Revolution, you can check the link down below. This is another palette I did not get to use on camera yet, but the first time that I wore this, and I will link that video down below as well, and I'll just put Daydream by it. A ton of you were like, girl, what are you wearing on your eyes? Your look is so beautiful. It's this palette, another Alter Ego palette. It's just a beautiful, beautiful color story. I believe this is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Nude palette. It's gorgeous. I can't stop wearing it. It's a no-brainer on Alter Ego. That's all I'm going to say. So the next one is another 9-pan palette from Colourpop, and this one is another one of those nude moments, if you will, but it's a little bit more affordable than the Nude Supreme palette, of course, and this is Going Coconuts. I love this. I think everybody that tried this loved this. It's just that perfect nude, travel-friendly palette. I love it. I really can't say a whole lot. You can check the video out if you wish. This one here is another brand that I am constantly raving about. We're going to talk about You Can Be, which I do have a discount code with them, and they're already way inexpensive. This one I did not get to use in a dedicated video yet, but there is a live that I actually used this in. This is the You Can Be X Onwin palette, and it's called Cellophane. And not only do I love the color story, because if you watch Onwin, this is Onwin in a palette. She is gorgeous, she's creative, she's fun, she's fresh, she's just, I love everything about her. So I will leave her video down below next to this palette, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous formula. This, to me, it tops all of the other You Can Be palettes that I have tried this far, and I think those are amazing. So very affordable, plus you can get the 15% off if you like. If you're looking to step outside of your comfort zone, this is definitely a palette that is going to take you there. Plus it could pair nicely with other palettes if you still need that super, you know, touch of nude and whatnot. I mean, but look at it, it's just so stunning. And I actually do swatch quite a few of the shades in that live if you want to check this out. Highly, highly recommend. This, I don't think I'll ever get rid of this. That's how much I like it. The next one is also by Revolution, but it is one of their sub-diaries. So if you are newer here, you probably have not yet seen my XX Revolution video where I test out everything brand new from the brand. I tested out this palette here, and this is called Expectation. I'm not going to show it to you. You can definitely go check that video out. But I'll just say that with these shadows, Revolution brought it. Like, they already have some good shadows to begin with, but this was next level, and I feel like these performed like high-end shadows. Right, you guys? We are getting down to the last and final kind of, I think I'm gonna get sad. So this is another You Can Be palette, Luxury Gathering. I highly recommend this along with the On One palette if you are looking for some new larger palettes in your life. Now this is a nude lover's dream in my opinion, and I feel like there was so many different palettes duped in this. It's just beautiful, and don't let these small little pans fool you. These shades pack a major punch. They are very creamy, buttery, smooth, and they last all day long. No creasing, no fading. I have used this palette so much and I just cannot get enough of it. So definitely a really good one to try out. Generally, I am put off by larger palettes that have this many shades in them. But this one, I am telling you, it's a game changer. It completely changed my mind of that. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, what else have I been missing? Because a lot of times I feel like when cheaper brands put out palettes like this, the quality's not there. You know, it doesn't represent like the rest of their shadows that they, you know, but this just does. This is a game changer. Alright guys, so the next one is very exciting for me. I'm still loving this palette. This is the ABH Norvina Four, and this one has a lot of pinks, purples, and things like that in it. Is it expensive? Yes, it can be, but again, if you sign up for their website, you watch their sales, girl. I was actually able to give one of these away. If you check that video out, you'll know why, but I just think it's a beautiful palette. If you are someone who is getting into makeup artistry, this is definitely a great palette to add to your kit. These are pigments. They're a little bit different to work with, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy peasy. And they're huge pans, so I really feel like what you're getting for the money, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. So definitely love this one. The next two are actually, and if I have more than one, guys, I didn't count it as two palettes or whatnot. I know that's kind of confusing, but I didn't. These two this year from Amoris. They're one of my favorite indie brands again, and I think that they are very, 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 very highly underrated, and they're so affordable. $15. $15, I think. I can't remember. I bought a 2-pack. But this is their Havana Blast palette. It's a 32 shade plus pigment palette. Has all finishes in here, including glitters. And I mean, look how fun that is for spring and summer. So if you're somebody that was looking for some, again, to step outside of your comfort zone and you want some bright shadows, but you want some that pack a punch, Amoris is where it's at. $15 of beautiful goodness. And even these shades down here, don't let them fool you. They pigmented. You can go check this video out on my channel as well. It's in a playlist to make it super easy. And then as well as the Sun palette by Amoris. I'm not going to open this one and show it to you. Got a video on this one. Same thing. Beautiful formula. I'm telling you guys, I feel like so many people sleep on the indie brands, and I'm not talking about those widely known indie brands. I'm talking about these ones that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. So another favorite brand for me, you guys already know, I will ride or die with this brand until the day I don't wear makeup anymore, and I'm talking about Profusion. Now this was so hard for me to pick out favorite larger palettes from them. So I would say the two that I used the most this year was Love Struck, which you can kind of see, it's real beat up. I just love the color story, and I love all of the different finishes in here as well. And then Starlet was another favorite one, and what I really loved about this one was I felt like this was the palette where the glitters became even more intense, and I had a blast playing with this. I feel like there's so many different color stories in this, but I feel like each row is like almost its own color story, if that makes sense, and it's just so user friendly. And these palettes are, I think, less than $15, so winning. The last and final fave for me this year, I actually did film a video for this, guys, but the lighting was so intensely bright, like it washed my face out. You couldn't see anything. So I will be refilming with this, but this is by Clean Color. And I have done a couple of videos by Clean Color if you would like to check them out. A lot of people sleep on them because they are so like crazy inexpensive. I'm talking a lot of things on their website are between like $1 and $3. I think we can all say, was it 2019 we learned don't sleep on things just because they're super duper cheap. But this is, they're one of their Pro Nude palettes, and this is in Stripped. Look at the size of these pans, y'all. They're huge. And I believe this palette was only like 10 bucks. Clean Color really does have some amazing products that are just so underrated. I've raved about them on my channel for the last 2 years, and there's a reason for that. Their shimmers are really intense and really, really pigmented. And the mattes, I feel like if you work with the mattes, they can be beautiful too. Not all of them are just a powdery mess. Some of them, yes. Some of them are like, whoa, where did you come from? So definitely check out their Pro Nude palettes. I think they're great. I cannot believe we are finally done with this video, you guys. These were my favorite palettes of 2020. I want to know, what are your top 5? Yes, top 5 favorite palettes of 2020. I cannot wait to bring you guys yet another year of testing out palettes and makeup and playing with all of the things in my collection and just all of the crazy fun things we're going to do this year. So I hope that you guys have had an amazing Christmas holiday. Sorry, brain fart. I hope that 2021 brings us a lot more positive things than the negativity and pretty much all the hell that we've gone through in 2020. So let's cross our fingers, pray, whatever you need to do, let's do it. And I love you guys. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.